Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. I am your host, Amit S. Katz, the owner of Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells. I am the author of the book. What is the name of my book? Wow. That's what you call nerves, people. The Front Line of Nutrition, 50 treatments, remedies, and cures you can find in a health food store. The object of this show is to educate you, the public, about your health, supplements, things that you can do in order to make your life better, more manageable, how to head the doctor off at the pass before you actually require those medications, and possibly live a better, healthier, happier life. Last week, we ended the show with, we spoke about what was the herb of the week, and that was Moringa Oleifera. And I have a really, really good friend who has been using this wonder herb, and we didn't really get much of a chance to talk to him, but he is a walking miracle because he was in a really bad accident a few years back. And he's managed to ditch the cane. He told me this morning that he went out and did a bunch of stuff that he hasn't been able to do in a while. Do we have Tim on the phone? Tim, buddy, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we're just going to dive right into this. You know, we'll give all the numbers out. You can call me later. Maybe we'll give the call number out right now. If you'd like to call the show, you'd like to participate, please call us at 760-440-8255 or 760-440-TALK. Let's dive into this, Tim. Let's just recap real quick. Last time we spoke, you told the folks about how you had this horrible injury, and you've been trying everything to get back on your feet to try and make your life more manageable. We met through Bikram Yoga. When you walked in first time into the studio with your cane and a huge scar up your back, I said, I don't see this guy finishing the class, let alone hanging in there. And lo and behold, 9 years later, you're still going strong, but you weren't able to ditch the cane. So tell the folks how you managed to do that.
Well, as you know, I've been very proactive of trying to get better, and all the doctors could do is say, well, we can't figure out what's causing your pain, so we'll just keep giving you narcotics, and enjoy your life. And never been excited about being on medication and having to live my life like that. I've been proactive, and that's how I found Bikram Yoga, that not only did that help heat me up and warm me up, but it also mentally was helping too. But I always had residual pain.
Yeah, and, you have those two titanium rods holding your back. It was broken in two places. Is that correct?
I'm actually broken in three places. I've got two titanium rods about 14 inches long. I've got 13 lag bolts about 3 inches long and about, half an inch in diameter, maybe quarter inch of diameter, and a cage at my level T12 with my bone and some new cadaver bone mixed in for the fusion. But I'm fused 6 levels.
Wow.
And, but they said that there's always been residual pain, and I had a friend tell me, 6 or 7 years ago about some juice that he had that he thought could help, and I tried it for 3 months, and I was very open to try it, but it never did anything, and I was still taking medication. And up until 3.5 months ago, as you know, I was using a cane and, still had the pain. I still do my yoga. I'm actually on my way to an afternoon yoga class right now. But 3.5 months ago, I was turned on to Moringa Oleifera, and how this tree that's been growing, it's basically started in the Himalayas, but it's been moved around, around the world. It's been used in third world countries for nutrition to reverse malnutrition in, children under 5 in 3 weeks. So it's got many, many benefits to it, but what I believe has helped me is the natural anti-inflammatories that are in the Moringa Oleifera tree. Now
you were using a whole host of drugs for pain, for inflammation, and oddly enough, this little wonder herb, which is reputed to have 230 applications for 230 different diseases, was the one thing that really managed to get you past your cane.
It was, and actually that number is 321, believe it or not.
That's my dyslexia. Yeah. I got a little lack of moringa on the brain there. today. I didn't take my hit of Moringa. I got to get, once I leave the studio, I'll take it. I'll get the numbers right. Yeah.
Yeah, 321, but it does. There's 92 verifiable nutrients. There's omegas 3, 6, and 9, the natural anti-inflammatories in it. There's 20 amino acids that 9 aren't even in our body anymore. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor, but I would rather go something natural to help someone feel better, like myself and anybody else. And with everything that this thing can do, it's amazing. If somebody could feel 50% of what I feel, you can't put a price on that.
Yeah, I remember classes that we would do, and I mean, you really shouldn't be able to bend over like that with what's going on in your spine. I'd look over and I see you coming out of it, and you're in pain, and I'm thinking, how's this guy going to make it? And it was, up until that point, it was willpower, and medication. Now you're saying a little less willpower and more, your body is just more efficient. It's just working better than it's ever worked before. Well, since the accident, correct?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
See, now, folks, this is something that, you're not going to... We're very fortunate here in the Valley to have a guy like Tim. You see, because most people, you're not going to see this. You're not going to, Tim's not just a recluse. He's a man that's out in public. He does yoga with people. People know Tim. So if you know Tim and you know what I'm talking about, you would see him at an event dressed very dapperly with a cane. And now he's dapper to the gills, no cane. So, that's, although this is, like I said last week, theater of the mind, and I can tell you that I'm holding a diamond the size of a Buick in my hand right now, and you can imagine it. This is not a figment of my imagination. This is a real human being with real problems that has gained real benefit from an herb that is really in vogue now, and you can gain this benefit as well. I'm going to offer the whole of the Coachella Valley the opportunity to experience the wonderful benefits of Moringa. All you have to do is come into my store, Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells, and the address is 74943 Highway 111. It's located off of Cook Street and Highway 111, next to Kitchen. Everybody knows Jan over at Kitchen. And all you have to do is walk through the door, say, "Hi, I'd like to experience Moringa." And I will give you a sample of this and, see if you like it, see if it works for you. And you're always welcome to come back for a little, 1 or 2 more samples. And if you ever want to talk to Tim, we'll probably set up a time for you to come in. You can press the flesh with my buddy Tim and me, and you too can experience the wonders of Moringa. Anyway, thanks for calling the show, Tim.
My pleasure, and I'd even put, if anybody wanted to try it, and I would put my guarantee on it because that's how much confidence I have with the product, and I've seen friends of mine doing the same thing with some amazing, from diabetes to leukemia. You can't put a price on feeling this good. But Amit, once again, thank you for having me on, and bless you. And
you,
as we go to yoga, I say namaste.
Namaste, buddy. Get your yoga on.
Hey, thanks.
Okay, take care, man.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so that was a little bit of a completion from last week. I didn't feel we really quite got into it as much as I would have liked to. Coming up after the break, at around 15 after the hour, I'm going to introduce to you a gentleman that I've been working with now for about 6 years. His name is Jovan Chavez. He works for a company called Quincy BioScience, and they are the makers of an amazing product. Anybody over the age of 50 or anybody who's had any type of dementia, loss of memory, anything that has affected their mind should stay tuned and listen to this part of the show because this stuff will blow your mind. The product is called Prevagen, and it's one of the things in the store that's had such a profound effect. Being in the health food business, you meet people. You constantly hear about, hey, there's this new nutrient and that new nutrient that's great, and all the stuff for the brain is really kind of pricey. And you really want to give people the best. You don't want them to just, you never want to take somebody's money for no reason, or feel like, you don't want them coming back and saying, I got maybe a 2% from it. You want it to be profound. Prevagen is the most profound thing I've ever sold in my store. We'll get into it after the break, and we'll have Jovan Chavez from Quincy BioScience to enlighten us about the finer points of Prevagen and its unique effects on the body. This is the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. I am your host, Amit S. Katz, and you've been listening to you are listening to Money Radio 1200.
After thousands of years, after crippling millions of children, polio will soon be stopped forever. All over the world, people are joining the men and women of Rotary to end polio now. People like Jackie Chan and Jane Goodall.
We are this close.
This close. People like Archbishop Desmond Tutu.
This close.
People like you. Be a part of history. Help Rotary end polio now at rotary.org/endpolio. We are this close.
If good health is important to you, look no further than products from Genesis Today. Genesis Today has a great line of nutritional supplements made from pure natural foods that your body can absorb, instead of chemical supplements manufactured in a laboratory. Genesis Today is a progressive nutrition company that specializes in superfoods. These exceptional plants and fruits are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and other vital nutrients at 20 times, 100 times, even 200 times the nutritional value of common fruits and vegetables. These products are prepared with low to no heat so as not to destroy the nutrients, and package them in non-toxic glass bottles for your consumption. Visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center today to find out what Genesis Today product is right for you.
Have you ever gone to a health food store seeking help and left with a product you didn't trust and information that was less than reliable? That never happens at Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells. We have over 20 years of matching our customers with the right supplements to enhance their life and improve their health. Come to Lifestyles and experience our experience. Feel better, look better. And now, through the summer months, receive 25% off of all of our store supplements. For more information, call 760-568-6522. And remember the name, Lifestyles, the first, the last, and the only health food store you will ever need.
Memory. It can be, well, less than reliable. Do you ever walk into a room and forget why you went in there? Ever lose your train of thought right in the middle of a conversation? What about misplacing your car keys? Or misplacing the whole car? If you think about it, your brain controls everything you do, walking, talking, and remembering things. The healthier your brain is, the better it's able to control all these important functions. As a normal part of aging, our memory begins to fade. Prevagen was developed to improve memory and support cognitive function. If you're experiencing occasional absent-mindedness or just want to support healthy brain function, then visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center and ask for Prevagen. Get your brain healthier today. Visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center and ask for Prevagen today.
Turn your smartphone into money. Well, Money Radio at least. Download our apps for Apple and Android and listen anywhere. Money Radio 1200.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. Excuse me. And before the break, I was telling the folks about a wonderful nutrient by the name of Prevagen. Prevagen is so unique and so profound that it's really. I've written about it in my my blog. If you want to go check some of the stuff that I've written about it, you can go to healthtruthportal.com. I have several different articles, different things that I've written about Prevagen. Probably the most profound experience I've ever had in the store is written there. I'll just give you the bullet points in a nutshell. I had a customer who apparently was a member of what we call the Greatest Generation. She packed munitions and her husband stormed the beaches of Normandy. He stood probably in his prime. He was a 6'2", 6'3", giant of a man. And she came into the store one day with sunglasses on, was a little depressed, My store is much like a bar. If you don't feel so good, I'm a safe place. You can come tell me your problem. I'll listen to you. She came in and I asked her, Mary, what's up? All of a sudden she just broke down into a heap and said, that's it. I'm losing him. I'm losing Bob. The doctor says he's got advanced form of senile dementia or Alzheimer's or something. She couldn't quite tell me what it was. And in a nutshell, that was it. They said 2 weeks, you're going to have to get some type of, put him in some type of assisted living. I had a bottle of Prevagen that Jovan had sent to me, and it was just sitting in the drawer. And I said, listen, here, take this. Hopefully it will help. I got a call from her in 3 days saying, Bob wants to come in and talk to you. And I said, no, it's okay. It's fine. I thought he just wanted to thank me. And she said, yeah, he does want to thank you. She insisted that they come in. Bob came into the store, shook my hand. I can't imagine the German on the other side of that beach that had Bob charging at him at D-Day. He must have been so scared because in his prime, even out of his prime, he was just a giant of a man and very intense. He came up to me, put out his hand, shook it, almost, excuse me, almost crushed the bones in my hand as he did before and said, thank you for giving me my life back. He had been taking Prevagen for 5 days, and he said it's coming back. His memory was coming back, and everything's coming back. So let's dive into this with Jovan Chavez of Quincy BioScience. Jovan, are you there?
Yes, Amit, I'm here. Thanks for having me.
Okay. You know a little bit more about the chemistry of what was going on with dear Bob's brain. Mm-hmm. What was Bob experiencing on a biochemical level?
Well, to understand what Bob was going through, you really have to understand what Prevagen is and what it's trying to do. Prevagen is kind of start at the beginning. It's essentially a dietary supplement, natural dietary supplement, mm-hmm. that supplements a very vital and important protein. Mm-hmm. And this is a calcium-binding protein that, as humans, we're all born with.
Yes.
And as we go through the aging process, these proteins are not replenished at the same level or at the same rate that they used to be. And so, what these proteins do is essentially regulate the calcium ions within our brain cell neurons. Uh-huh. And so, to kind of help, I don't want to get too sciencey for our listeners, but kind of how we regulate our house plant. We regulate the levels of water. We don't want to give it too much or too little, or it'll dry out or overflood it, and you could obviously potentially damage your house plants, uh-huh. and lead to them being essentially unhealthy. Same thing's going on internally. Our brain cells need calcium ions to be at a regulated level in order for the brain cell to be healthy. And so these proteins are being used, and we have an abundance of them when we're young, but as we go through the aging process, we lose these proteins, and so Prevagen is our way to supplement and
to replenish that store. Now, something strange happened to me back in 1994. I was studying traditional Chinese medicine with a professor of traditional Chinese medicine who had been in the West for 6 months. And it was a wonderful experience. He was spoon-feeding me the various knowledge about herbs and the way the body works, and it's shaped my reality or the way I see health up until this very day. And I would go over with my copy of the Oriental Materia Medica, which is like it's a compendium of 1,200 various substances that are used to treat human condition throughout 2 millennia of this tradition of Chinese medicine. And we were just fooling around. I was leafing through the book, and there was an entry on oddly enough, jellyfish. And I told him most cultures, when we pull jellyfish out of the ocean, we throw that away. And he told me, no, we use this. We make food out of it, because apparently in Asian culture they dig a little bit more on the texture, that chewiness. In the West we like crispy, crunchy. We don't dig on chewy that much. But secondly, he said, we use that in our elders to clean the arteries and increase life. And I chambered that back in 1994, and then you, back in 2007, 13 years later, showed up and presented me with this product, which is basically a protein found in jellyfish. So here we have something from ancient times which is actually showing itself in modern science, and it's being validated. Did this knowledge of the proteins found in jellyfish, did Quincy BioScience come to this from an ancient tradition, or is this just something that we just hit upon? Was it by chance?
Well, it was something that the inventor of Prevagen, Mark Underwood, obviously, he had a family history of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, and so he was very motivated to find out more about these troubling illnesses and challenges that people go through on a regular basis. And he fell upon a research document about this discovery, this protein that was discovered by Dr. Osamu Shimomura, who discovered these proteins.
Sounds like a Japanese name.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so it is Japanese, coming from an Asian culture. Right,
Japanese-born professor, and he fell upon these proteins and discovered, that these calcium-binding proteins were essentially can be used under the microscope in aiding because of their luminescent properties. They were helping essentially scientists and researchers see organisms that were once invisible to them. It was bringing light, and so it was a great tool. And so Mark did further research and found that these proteins actually are something that as humans we use, we're born with, and actually he found the common denominator when he was reading an article about a Olympic swimmer who was training off the coast of Australia, I believe, and she was stung by a jellyfish.
Yeah.
And by this sting sort of brought her shut down her central nervous system.
Yeah. And
for 24, 48 hours she was recuperating, and essentially he looked at that and said, well, what does the jellyfish have in it that is protecting itself from its own powerful sting?
Okay.
Kind of like a snake, has venom. How does it protect itself from its own venom? And so he again connected the dots and found this protein, and it has a neutralizing mechanism that helps neutralize the calcium ions within the body of the jellyfish. And so
in all essence, what it does is it actually helps remove excess calcium from building up in the brain, correct?
Exactly right.
Perfect. And because when there's an excess of calcium building up in various parts of the brain just doesn't work right, and it fires incorrectly. Is that what's going on?
That's exactly what's going on.
Okay.
Our brain cells are constantly needing this regulation, and so these proteins are needing to be replenished at a constant rate.
I also understand that Prevagen actually replenishes the outer layer of various brain cells.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's helping,
twofold.
I mean, the amount of the information that we find from this protein is really amazing, and our initial purpose, I guess, was to help individuals just improve memory. A little did we know that this was overall a greater aid in helping improve, support the overall health of the brain. And the simple idea of having a healthy brain means having a healthier brain function really just took off. And,
this is amazing stuff. We're going to have you back on the show, or possibly Mr. Williams next week. Mm-hmm. I'm heading towards a hard break. It was good talking to you, Jovan. We'll touch base after the show or next week. Anyway, after the break, coming on the show is Kimberly Coventry Olson of fitkim.com. And she was here last week. We didn't quite get finished with what we wanted to do, so she'll be coming in. You've been listening to Money Radio 1200.
NBC News Radio, I'm Melissa Rayberger. Edward Snowden says he is the source of the Guardian newspaper's story about U.S. government surveillance programs. He told The Guardian he leaked the story because he can't allow the government to destroy citizen privacy.
Over time, that awareness of wrongdoing sort of builds up, and you feel compelled to talk about it. And the more you talk about it, the more you're ignored, the more you're told it's not a problem. Until eventually you realize that these things need to be determined by the public, not by somebody who was simply hired by the government.
The 29-year-old was a technical assistant at the CIA. He considers himself a whistleblower who leaked information about secret programs of widespread surveillance of U.S. citizens. The NSA considers him a criminal and has filed a criminal report with the Justice Department. Snowden is in Hong Kong considering the possibility of asylum. The price of an average gallon of gasoline dropped 2 cents over the past 2 weeks. The Lundberg survey says the average price of a gallon is $3.64. This is NBC News Radio.
What if someone invented a way to find the perfect brand new car that didn't involve driving from new car dealership to new car dealership? Well, Autotrader.com did. By searching our immense inventory of actual new cars for sale, you can see which dealers have the exact 2013 sedan you want. Plus, see who has the best price and compare offers in your area like cashback or low APR. So you can find which dealership has your perfect car and the best deal before ever leaving the house. Autotrader.com, the ultimate new car marketplace.
Membership helps Strictly Bicycles keep business tuned.
Building a bike is like building a small business. With a bike, it's about weight, and a business, it's cutting costs.
The Plum Card from American Express Open offers an early pay discount or extra time to pay your bill with no interest.
It helps with my cash flow and lets me reinvest so I can put my money to work.
Find out more at open.com.
I'm Nelson Gutierrez, and I'm a member of making my money work as hard as I do.
This is what membership is. This is what membership does.
Terms and conditions apply.
Now you can get all the information you need to know about what's happening in the local real estate and finance markets and how to take advantage of that knowledge on Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio, weekdays at 9 a.m. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Ron and his panel of guests have their pulse on the Southern California markets. Can't wait for mortgage advice? Call Ron now at 1-800-306-1900 and listen to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio weekday mornings at 9 right here on Money Radio 1200.
The technicians at DCS Air Conditioning get some pretty serious training.
I don't know, but I'm no fool. DCS will keep you cool.
DCS stands for Distinguished Customer Service.
Call DCS Air and you'll see now it's fixed right or it's free.
Call 343-5566 or visit DCSColdAir.com.
Give me 75 degrees, that is.
DCS Air Conditioning. Distinguished Customer Service. 343-5566. Fixed right or it's free.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. I'm your host, Amit S. Katz, and we're going to dive into something really cool. Actually, last week I offered a give out, a prize for the person coming up with the best question of the week. And if you want to email me your questions, you're welcome to do so at lifestylesweb@yahoo.com. This message was received by email from Ruben Tybor. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Ruben Tybor of Thousand Palms. He writes, "Dear Amit, on last week's show, you mentioned the weight loss supplement concept of stacking. If both supplement bottles say to take 2 caps in the morning and 2 at lunch, Since I'm using 2 different supplements, should I cut their dose in half? You know what, Ruben? I really dig that question, and because of that, you have won the best question of the week, and you're welcome to come into the store, and we will, per my promise, just say, hey, this is Ruben, show me your driver's license, and you're welcome to pick up a bottle of green. Actually, I'll leave it up to you. You can pick up a bottle of green coffee bean. You can pick up a bottle of raspberry ketones. You can pick up a bottle of saffron. Just say what you want, and you get it. But to answer your question, we're going to bring Fit Kim, or Kimberly Coventry Olson of FitKim.com. She's the author of the book, The Fit Kim Lifestyle, Food and Fitness to Get You Fit. She's a certified nutritionist. She's also she's working on 2 PhDs because she doesn't want to end up in the, being invited to the loser's ball, right? Or underachiever's ball, right, Kim?
Yes, absolutely.
Here, so why don't you...
Thanks for having me back.
Always a pleasure. And by the way, folks, she's easy on the eyes, does so very much. If only all women could be like Kim, right? So you're welcome to go to her website. It's fitkim.com. She blogs, she writes, you can watch videos. It's all extremely informative. But here, Kim, help me answer this question. If a person, let's say, is taking a green coffee bean and they're taking raspberry ketones, and the bottle says to take 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, should the person cut the dose in half and take 1 of each, or should they just stack it and take 2 and 2?
That is probably one of the most common questions I get, so I'm glad that you picked him and his question to be the winner. So, as you know, with supplementation, by law, directions have to be on there with the serving suggestion. But as we all know, it's never one size fits all. Just like if you were had to take medication for blood pressure, it's not just everyone takes a certain amount. So, with supplementation, the same thing fits. What I typically like to do is I always refer to research if there is specific research with dosaging explained in the research, and then I go off that. So, for the question with 2 and 2, yeah, you could definitely cut it in half. But the way you want to look at it is, why are you taking 2 of them? So if you're taking 2 of them because you want to maximize your results and you want to see results quicker, then you probably wouldn't want to cut it in half, because you're pretty much doing the same thing if you were working with one product. Mm-hmm. So typically when somebody adds another product, they're trying to attack multiple things, or they're trying to get results quicker. So I actually would do more than that. So for the example with the 2 and 2, what I usually do is I'll go off the research and start with the green coffee bean, because most people take the green coffee bean as part of the program. And in the research, they took three capsules a day when they had up to 30 pounds to lose, and they got the best results at that point. Okay. But I did want to talk about Garcinia.
We'll dive into Garcinia. We'll dive into Garcinia in a second. I just want to finish this concept up of stacking and the dose. How does a person know that they've taken too much, in your opinion?
As far as too much? Well, usually with supplementation, it's going to be it's going to be very gentle and mild. It's very different than medication, because these are naturally sourced. So imagine if you ate too many tomatoes, what would happen to you? You know what I mean?
What would happen?
Sometimes people don't think about it. Well, if you take a fruit, an acai is a supplement. If you eat too many acai berries, what will happen to you? So you can always look at your body. What I usually like to do is I like to introduce no more than 1 new supplement a week.
Okay.
And give your body 7 days. And that way, if anything, over a few days, if you notice anything, then you can quickly tie it to the supplement. And with supplementation, it is not one size fits all, and it just might not be the right fit for you. But what's so great with a store like yours, people can come in and let you know what happened, and then you'll be able to guide them in a new direction.
You see, one of the things that I've found, like a side effect from taking too much green coffee bean, is fatigue, because it drops your blood sugar level. So if somebody comes in and they have a larger frame, I found that 2 capsules is wonderful. But if they're of a smaller frame, they're under, maybe they weigh 180 pounds, but they have a smaller frame. They're maybe 5'2", and they weigh 180 pounds. And then they take the 2 capsules of the green coffee bean right before breakfast right before lunch and it's too strong for them, they'll have a slightly hypoglycemic effect. They'll feel fatigue. Is that something that you've noticed?
Yeah. I haven't seen it happen often, but it's more been somebody who just bought it, followed the bottle, and didn't go by the guideline you just suggested, and then someone who's already sensitive to low sugar levels or hypoglycemic. I've seen that. Okay. Like I said, not too often, but that's really the only thing I've seen, or increased like bowel movement, something like that, because you are excreting out more than you normally would of your meal. But yeah, that's great. I love that, like you said, with the going by your frame, and that's why I refer to the weight. What is the weight goal? If you're trying to lose 100 pounds, then you're going to be different than somebody trying to lose 10 pounds. So you could adjust accordingly. And you can also adjust according to your budget. You can look at the bottle and say, how much is this going to, how long will this last?
What do I want to spend a month?
Based on your budget, you can build a program off of that too to make sure it works for you long term.
Okay. I think we answered Ruben's question. Ruben, come on in. I'll hook you up. Now, last week we were itching. We were dying. This was your favorite thing, and I denied you, Kim. So here. we're gonna double team Garcinia Cambogia, which is actually our herb of the week. Da-dun-dun-dun. So Garcinia Cambogia, it is a fruit. It's found in Southeast Asia. It has been out there for a while, but lo and behold, it's come back with a vengeance. I'm seeing. Funny that I don't really. It's not my go-to herb when I do construct a program on my Amit's Lifestyles diet. But I do have people that come in and say, "Hey, I want to put this. I'm already using it. Can I add it to the program?" And it's wonderful. So let's kick its tires here. What does Garcinia Cambogia do?
Well, it is, and before I tell you all how amazing it is, I just want you to remember it does a lot of different things, but you do have to take a lot more than some of the other supplements that we highlighted and that you offer in your program. So that's what I was referring to with the amount. So let's talk about what it does. So Garcinia Cambogia is actually a pumpkin-shaped fruit. It's part of the citrus family. And it's found in Indonesia. We can't grow it here, but we can get it in supplement form. And the rind is actually where the active compound is, and that's what's extracted.
What's
in the rind,
what's that active component called?
It's called hydroxycitric acid, and the nickname is HCA. In most clinical trials and research, it's standardized at 60%. I want to highlight that because that is a common question I get from YouTube video people that watch my videos. They'll send me a label and it does not tell how much hydroxycitric acid is in it. So really you're buying an empty product. So 60%, that was what was used in a lot of the studies. And that's kind of the active compound, the magic behind it. And it does multiple things. It actually has been shown to be 3 times more effective than diet and exercise alone. So if someone comes in to your store or starts your program, it's a great support for someone who wants to start working out or eating healthier. It's great for that. And then it also inhibits the carbohydrate enzyme from breaking down the carbs. So kind of like green coffee bean, a lot of the carbohydrates you eat will actually remain whole and be excreted out of the body. So it can help if somebody loves their sugar, loves their starchy carbs. Because those, when I get down to the nitty gritty, a lot of times, especially my women, they love those foods because it makes them feel good.
Yeah,
it's often are emotional.
Exactly. You eat, you're not feeling great, and you go ahead, you grab something. But just like we were saying last week with green coffee bean prevents sugar from being absorbed in the digestive tract. Does Garcinia do the same thing in the digestive tract, or where is it preventing the sugars from being it's preventing the enzymes in the stomach?
Which is really interesting to me because Garcinia does so many different things than green coffee bean, but it actually, that mechanism is similar. It's inhibiting it from being broken down in the digestive system, and so it's excreted out through urine, bowel, same thing. So it does have that benefit. That's actually I do love for people who are already taking Garcinia or green coffee bean. I always like recommending them together because it can amp up the results. And it, for those people who are loving their sugar, kind of like saffron, it actually in studies that show that it boosts serotonin levels by as much as 55%. So people who are drawn to their carbs, their bread, the sugar, that's an awesome support. And then one of the coolest things is in some of the research I was reading, their fat metabolism was tested in studies, and it went up as much as 142%.
Can you repeat that number one more? We don't get 100 of anything. What was that?
I know, right?
100 and...
So 142%.
Wow.
So usually when we're looking at metabolism, we'll see a 15%, 20. The most you usually see is about 29, 30% increase. With Garcinia, metabolism went up in studies, and these people were in the obese category too. So again, the metabolism wasn't already a high metabolism, 142%.
That's amazing.
And then doctors are actually recommending, and they're prescribing it to patients for severe cholesterol conditions because it's been shown to lower LDL, total, and triglycerides by as much as 20% and raise your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, by as much as 20%. And if anyone listening has had to try to raise their HDL before, it's very hard to do. It takes a long time.
Yeah, because we've really had to rely on a lot of stuff like fish oils, and not everybody likes swallowing fish oils, and a lot of times I'll get people coming in like, we want one that's burp free. So they'll take fish oils that are, and it does exist, but it is pricey. So that's if you're already taking a fish oil and your genetics are standing in the way of you getting to that proper cholesterol level, healthy cholesterol level, why not stack that with your Garcinia Cambogia or your and get to where you want to go?
Absolutely. That's why whenever something natural, because it is plant-based, natural, that it can impact our overall health and also help with weight. I mean, that's, to me, is amazing. I think that's so fabulous. So I'm seeing awesome results with it. And a lot of times people are also taking it with the green coffee bean. It's just a great package. And in the studies, the participants, there was obviously multiple studies, but the biggest one, they were in the obese category, and they did take quite a bit of it. It comes out to 2,800 milligrams a day. So usually what I'll do is if somebody is already taking green coffee, kind of like what Ruben was asking, if someone's already taking something else, green coffee bean or raspberry ketones, they can just match the same amount of Garcinia, keep it simple, and that'll keep it affordable as well.
But Garcinia is really, from what I'm understanding, that's kind of your go-to herb or your go-to weight loss nutrient. Because you were really hot on this one over everything else.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It just does so many different things. It's actually been the number one search keyword on the internet for nutrition supplements since Christmas, and it has not died down. So and the thing is, people were there was interest generated because it was on Dr. Oz, but then people were getting results from it, and they started telling their friends. They started going back and buying more, and I'm just seeing awesome results with it. So I guess that's why I'm so excited about it, because anytime something natural, can be put in the arsenal to help people. And it's, like I said, it can be people who have been struggling with their weight for so long. They just are finally starting to see the scale move and just feeling better and having more energy, because that's a big part of it. That energy, you're more motivated to get out and maybe move or make some healthy meals for the next day. It just really helps with overall health, vitality, energy, all of that.
It's an absolute wonder. It's fantastic. Well, Kim, we're going to go to break. It was nothing short of a delight to have you on the show, and we should definitely have you on in the future. Thank you for being on the show.
I would love that.
And anyway, you are listening to Money Radio 1200. Have you ever gone to a health food store seeking help and left with a product you didn't trust and information that was less than reliable? That never happens at Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells. We have over 20 years of matching our customers with the right supplements to enhance their life and improve their health. Come to Lifestyles and experience our experience. Feel better, look better. And now, through the summer months, receive 25% off of all of our store supplements. For more information, call 760-568-6522. And remember the name, Lifestyles, the first, the last, and the only health food store you will ever need.
Memory. It can be, less than reliable. Do you ever walk into a room and forget why you went in there? Ever lose your train of thought right in the middle of a conversation? What about misplacing your car keys? Or misplacing the whole car? If you think about it, your brain controls everything you do, walking, talking, and remembering things. The healthier your brain is, the better it's able to control all these important functions. As a normal part of aging, our memory begins to fade. Prevagen was developed to improve memory and support cognitive function. If you're experiencing occasional absent-mindedness or just want to support healthy brain function, then visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center and ask for Prevagen. Get your brain healthier today. Visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center and ask for Prevagen today. If good health is important to you, look no further than products from Genesis Today. Genesis Today has a great line of nutritional supplements made from pure natural foods that your body can absorb, instead of chemical supplements manufactured in a laboratory. Genesis Today is a progressive nutrition company that specializes in superfoods. These exceptional plants and fruits are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and other vital nutrients at 20 times, 100 times, even 200 times the nutritional value of common fruits and vegetables. These products are prepared with low to no heat so as not to destroy the nutrients and package them in non-toxic glass bottles for your consumption. Visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center today to find out what Genesis Today product is right for you.
What the market close means for you, along with insight from local business leaders. It's the Financial Review with Sinclair No, weekday afternoons at 4 on Money Radio 1200.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right. You know who you're listening to. This is the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. That intro is so long. You know, yeah, that's it. I want to hear the bass. There we go. Hit me with that bass, baby. That's it. That's Coolio right there. Fantastic Voyage. That's what we're on, people. Fantastic Voyage. All over this valley, Coachella Valley. Oh, wow. We got the uncensored version. Okay. So, let's dive into some more information for you folks. You're welcome to go ahead and you know, if you have any questions. If you want more information about my diet, the Amit's Lifestyles Diet, please go to Amit's, that's A-M-I-T-S, lifestylesdiet.com. And you can find more information about my diet. There are 6 pillars to the diet. We were talking about the 6th one, which was correct weight loss supplementation. The pillars are proper calorie control, correct meal times, blood type specific ingredients, high fiber, low carbohydrates, and what we talked about today, correct weight loss supplementation. Now, it's a diet that's basically constructed in such a way that you're not going to hit a wall. Most corporate diets are designed in such a way that you're going to develop a dependency on them. You're going to either buy their product, keep on going back to their centers, keep on having them ship you product in a plastic box, and once a break will occur in the flow of whatever you're doing, you're not going to get the product one week, or you're going to say, hey, I don't want to go back to that center, and I don't want to spend this type of money anymore, and lo and behold, you didn't learn anything from it. You didn't learn how to eat. You didn't learn how to cook your food. You just went and followed something that was given to you. My diet is designed to, 1, educate you so that you know how to eat. You know how to cook your food. You know what to eat. So that, you know, because the irony of our existence is such that we're born in possession of the most advanced piece of machinery. There's no computer that marvels the human body. There's no space shuttle. There's no piece of machinery out there that rivals what we have been given possession of. But at the same time, the big joke is, no manual. You're not born with a manual. You don't have a manual on your arm saying that when your cholesterol shoots up, you're to eat these foods. It doesn't say anywhere on your knees, when they hurt, start taking the supplement or stop running. There is no manual. You have to build your manual by yourself. And I'm here to help with that. My book, The Front Line of Nutrition, 50 Treatments, Remedies, and Cures You Can Find in a Health Food Store, is an attempt at that manual. It doesn't cover all aspects of health or disease, but it covers some, and some real key ones. And the same thing is true with dieting. If you have been living a lifestyle where you're eating in a certain way and you don't know how to lose the weight, you haven't built that part of your manual which is designed to address weight loss. You don't know what you're doing. And I'm here to help. So, if you want to come into the store, ask me questions about stuff like this, you're more than welcome to come in. You're also welcome to call the store at 760-568-6522. You can call the direct hotline for my diet consultation, and that is 760-568-1179. Now, you're also welcome, and please give me some love here on my Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. Like me on Facebook, because I'm kind of needy these days, and whatever love you can share with me, I'm more than I'll take it. Wow, the things I do, right? Just beg. That's the diet. That's the building the manual concept. When you start building your manual for your life, every area that you're going to encounter in your life is another chapter. And you, as the person seeking to, what you're trying to do is create longevity. You're trying to live on this planet as pain-free as possible. So you're going to encounter various areas that all of a sudden there's a lack of knowledge. Now, the worst thing that any human can do at any given time is to take their life and delegate it to somebody else. Take your life and give it to another human being and say, please fix me, help me. Why? Because when you do that, you don't learn from it, and secondly, you're trusting that a human being has your best interests at heart. And that is not always the case. So, build your manual. If you build your manual in every area of your life, you are going to be healthier, happier for it. And you're already doing it. You just didn't probably think about it in just those terms. So, for instance, when you were a little kid and you fell down and you bumped your knee or you scraped your knee, you didn't know what to do. So you ran to Mom and said, hey, Mom, look at my knee. I scraped it. Mom had a manual, right? So she went up to the medicine cabinet. She pulled out some disinfectant, some iodine, put it on there. Slapped the Band-Aid on it, and lo and behold, you didn't get an infection. You chambered that idea. That concept went right into your gray matter, and that was your idea of how to treat a skin problem, how to treat a wound. Same is true for bruises. Same is true for broken bones. Same is true for every other problem that you're going to come across. And the more chapters you have in your own personal manual, the healthier you're going to be. Now, it so happens that there are things that Mom doesn't dispense from a medicine cabinet. It's just a fact. If you've been drinking a little too much and you have a little bit of a cirrhosis on the liver there, you can't go to Mom. But you can come into Lifestyles Nutrition Center and we will point you in the right direction of things to do to try to get some of that health back. You should probably go to AA. But we can't help you with the AA. We can't help you with your brain, with your addiction. But we can help you with your health. And we have a handle on a few things, not everything, but a few things. So please, our phones are always open. Our doors are always open. Our knowledge is free. We don't charge for it, and we're here to help you. The whole Coachella Valley, from Palm Springs all the way out to the city of Coachella Valley. You have been listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. I am your host, Amit S. Katz, and I bid you a healthy and happy week.